Chelsea Football Club apparently is in a massive mess. Chelsea Football Club at this moment in time need a new ownership group, and a lot of people are asking for my opinions. In my comments, I've been flooded with them. Oh, Alex, what do you think on this situation? Alex, are you a brown envelope? Why are you being silent, Alex? Alex, why do you have a different opinion? Oh, I'm gonna unsubscribe if you don't talk about the situation. Well, guess what? I'm gonna talk about the situation. I'm gonna give you the pros of Blue Code, the negatives of Blue Code, and finally what I actually believe. This isn't an echo chamber. This is what you need to hear, not what you want to hear, because the reality is we are fickle. On 4th of December 2024, our home fans were singing, "We've got our Chelsea back." Fast forward less than 2 months, and guess what's happening at this moment in time? People want to have a protest. We're going to talk about it, we're going to get into the details, but before we get started with that, we need to talk about Rory Jennings. Rory Jennings has got a great gig. He talks at TalkSport about football, he talks about Sky on about football, and he's got his own podcast. But the reality is he's meant to be a Chelsea fan that's spreading misinformation out there, in my opinion, that is detrimental to the way that fans view Chelsea. Because there's something on Nicholas Jackson he said that made me absolutely laugh, and he's lying. And furthermore, he also called our manager a championship manager, and I want to just debunk those things. So before we get started, hit that like button, because I tell you what you need to hear and not what you want to hear. 1,000 likes goes a long way. We're on road for 40,000. Let's get it done by the end of this week. We're like 700 away. Start subscribing. Rory Jennings was on TalkSport yesterday, right? And there's a lot of negativity around Chelsea. Chelsea are doing great. I think everyone can admit, right? 2 wins in 9 games isn't good enough. 3 wins in 10 isn't good enough. We are Chelsea. We should be at least at a bare minimum at a 50% win rate. We all agree on that, right? Without a doubt, at a very minimum, we should be winning 5 out of 10 in a bad run. However, this is what he said, and it really annoyed me, because you know what, Rory, you've got such a great gig. You get to sit there and educate the masses. You get to sit there and spread your knowledge about football, if you have any. So what did he say? He said Nico Jackson is average. We're all like raving about, panicking about losing him. And all of a sudden, he's just average. I don't understand it. And then he said something that's just factually wrong. And I knew it in my heart straight away because I've watched Chelsea for years. He said he got 14 goals last year. Correct, that is true. Something Salomon Kalou used to do off the bench. I was like, not a chance does Salomon Kalou get us 14 league goals in any season that he was at Chelsea. I don't remember it, right? And I remember watching Chelsea under when Salomon Kalou was coming on for a consistent year. So I went and got the facts. Kalou was at Chelsea 6 years. In those 6 years, he got 7 league goals, 7 league goals, 6 league goals, 5 league goals, 1 league goal, and 10 league goals. Where did he get the 14? Jackson in his second year has already got 9. Jackson, when he returns, will most probably get 1 more or 2 more goals. And that means in every single year, Jackson would have been better than Salomon Kalou for an output. So firstly, when Rory makes hyperbole like that, it's great impact. It rattles people like me. However, it's not true. So you're going to get a bunch of people that listen to Rory running around saying, Salomon Kalou off the bench used to get more goals than Nicholas Jackson starting. It's a lie. Furthermore, how is Nicholas Jackson average? Hey, listen, there's more to the game than scoring goals. His League Cup play is great. His pressing is great. His ability to run it, make runs in behind is great. His ability to beat a man off the dribble is great. He is very good at controlling the ball and dribbling with it at pace and releasing it to other players with a good weight of pass. Just look at the way that him and Palmer link up on a regular basis. What he sucks at is finishing and his weaker foot. So what do? We belittle him. When in reality, if we had Nicholas Jackson now, a lot more of us would be calm. So please, stop it. The second thing that Rory Jennings said, and this is very annoying, is he's a championship manager. Enzo Maresca is a championship manager. Firstly, Enzo Maresca has been a manager for 2 years. Enzo Maresca, in his first year as a manager that he finished, won the league with Leicester. What was his remit? Get Leicester promoted. What did he do? He got them promoted, he won them the league. What more do you want? People are saying, oh, the second half of the Leicester season was terrible. He had a 12 points lead, he almost blew it. At what point are we going to give him praise for the first half of the season and then for getting the job done? Or is winning the league not enough anymore? Genuinely, is winning the league not enough anymore? Because he clearly went in there, done well. Straight away, he's not just a championship manager. He won that league well. Now he's been at Chelsea. He's been at Chelsea. His win rate is over 50%. Bravo. Doing better than Potter, Lampard, Pochettino, and many other managers, by the way. AVB as well. Avram Grant, if I'm not mistaken. So then we need to talk about the position at Chelsea. The man is 4 points of being third, 1 point of being fourth, joint fifth. Is he not a Premier League manager? It's just silly comments. Comments like this shouldn't be portrayed to the masses. I have a responsibility on the Kavkas View to tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. To tell you what is the truth, rather than just because I want to say something, fuel it with false information. What he's doing, in my opinion, is fueling stuff with false information just to back up his opinion that's going to get people rattled. That's unacceptable. I don't like it. Now on to the ownership. Look. Chelsea Football Club is not in a good place. We've got an ownership now that is different to what we are used to. I am 29 years old, right? I love this club. I've seen this club at the highest of heights. I've seen this club be crap, right? We have seen this club be very, very bad, right? We finished 10th, we finished 12th. It's been annoying, it's frustrating. However, it's our Chelsea, right? We love this club. What do I want to say? 2 months ago, everybody was happy, hunky-dory. We got our Chelsea back. Home fans were singing it, away fans were singing it. We were absolutely over the moon. 2 months later, this is the worst ownership ever. We need to get rid of it. Now you want my perspective. Perspective number one. People say we need to protest. And I say, I don't want the protest. And the reason I don't want the protest is because I want to see how this season finishes. And when this season finishes, I am going to understand a lot more about this ownership group. At the moment, the positive about this ownership, they spend money. They have spent £1.1 billion in 3 seasons on this team. Whether it's for Strasbourg, whether it's for the loan army, whether it's for the first team. There aren't many clubs that are willing to spend money. Ask Manchester United fans, ask Arsenal fans. They've been begging for their club to go spend, but they sell to buy. Furthermore, go ask Liverpool fans. Liverpool fans hate their ownership group. The only reason they're silent is because they're winning. The minute they stop winning, they moan about their ownership group. Our ownership group spends money. It's a fact. Or do you want, like the Everton Mashiri? Absolutely didn't run the club sustainably, ends up leaving. Mike Ashley, do you prefer one of those? Makes the club just be profitable, keeps taking dividends out of the club. The Glazers, do you want one of those? No, you don't. So the reality is our ownership have ambition because they put their hands in their pockets and they spend the money. The second thing, they've reduced this wage bill, and that was important. We have a stadium that is 41,000. We can't compete with other clubs like Arsenal, Tottenham, Manchester United, Man City, Liverpool in England for revenue for commercial terms. We can't even compete with West Ham. Why can't we? Because the Stamford Bridge ground is tiny in comparison. Our match day revenues, either tickets have to go up or we have to leave. And that's the sad reality. So one way of counteracting that is reducing the wage bill. For me, Chelsea had way too many players on ridiculous wages that we couldn't move. You want examples? Mason Mount wanted 200k. Mason Mount has left, got his 200k, sits on the bench for Manchester United, getting injured. Kai Havertz got 275k at Arsenal. Would you be happy to have Kai Havertz now? No, you wouldn't. Romelu Lukaku was on 300k. Ben Chilwell is on 200k. Would you want any of those players at Chelsea right now? No, you would not. There were so many more players that were overpaid, overburdened, and just contracts that you don't want. Kepa Arrizabalaga is on 165k. He's still on our books. Yet people want to say that what they've done with the wage bill isn't good. We have got players on the wage bill now that can be moved easier, that can be actually shifted out the club. Do you want them to hand out stupid contracts like Bowley did when we first came in? Fofana on 185k. Do you think that's responsible behaviour? Do you think Raheem Sterling on nearly 300k is responsible behaviour? Do you think that's how a club should operate when they don't even have a massive stadium to generate the revenue? It's silly. It's stupid. That's the positives. They fixed the club from that aspect. There are 2 things I don't like about this ownership. Number one, the lowering of the standards. As a Chelsea fan, I remember listening to John Terry, and John Terry did an interview with Simon Jordan, and he said, Rafa Benitez once, they went out in, I think it was the last 8 to Manchester City. And Rafa was like, don't worry boys, back to the league it goes. And Terry went mad. Terry was like, this is Chelsea Football Club. This might be acceptable at Liverpool. At Chelsea, we want to win every game. Manchester City are going on a roll. We can't be happy with going out. And for me, that is the standard. You want to win everything. And when I hear Maresca come out and say stupid things like, oh, you know what, now we can focus on the Conference League and the Premier League, I don't like it. It might be true, but I don't like it. I want them to want to win everything. Every single game should matter. Every game is a Champions League final. Every time you step on that pitch wearing that Chelsea crest, you should be wanting to win. That's my opinion. And I feel like the ownership has slowly made it acceptable now. If we lose, we lose. That can't be fine with me. That can't run. And the biggest thing of all, I don't want them to change the model. I want them to tweak it. I want them to focus the money properly on what we need. So for example, last summer, they've spent a lot of money on Neto, Felix, Viega, Jurgensen, right? That same money, Tosin, KDH, could have been distributed accordingly to make the first team even stronger, rather than invested the way it's been invested. Get me a Khvicha. Go and get me a Bacola. Go and get me a proper striker. Get me better directors that will do the job better. That's what needs to change. Get me players that are ready to contribute now. And then go and invest all you want in the youth team. Go and buy another Strasbourg. Go and create a new Strasbourg in Portugal, bro. Go to India and buy another club. Go to Jamaica and buy a club. I don't care. I genuinely don't care. What I want is my first team to be accredited. Is it enough for me to say I want them to leave? No. I actually think we've got good owners. I think there is potential to have phenomenal owners. I just think this moment right now, we finished 12th, we finished 6th, and everybody's panicking that this year around we ain't getting Champions League. But if we secure Champions League and hopefully they tweak the model somehow, Begdad Igbali and Todd Bowley get those juices flowing, we could have good owners, man. It could be so much more worse. That's my opinion. I don't know how many of you made it this far, but before you leave, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and I'm dead serious when I tell you, it could be worse. This isn't an echo chamber. I tell you my opinions. I don't care whether it's popular or unpopular. I just tell you how I feel. In the comments, you guys can feel free to say whatever you want. Whether you agree with me, disagree with me, everybody is welcome on the Kavkas View. Peace out. I'm out. Have a lovely day.